Good afternoon, everyone. So our topic is all about temperature, geographic distribution, time, variation, and measurement. So for this, we can understand the meaning and the importance of this topic. So first is, what is temperature? So temperature is a physical quantity that expresses the degree of hotness and coldness of a substance. So it indicates the direction in which heat energy will spontaneously flow either from a higher body or one at a higher temperature to a colder body or one at a lower temperature. So we had three main temperature scales. So I know that alam nyo to. So these are the Celsius, the Fahrenheit, and the Kelvin. So also, there are many related words for temperature. So when we say temperature, it's weather condition, climatic characteristic, heat, body heat, cold, thermal reading, ambient, degrees above zero, centigrade, warm, and isothermal. So let's proceed to geographical distribution. So when we say geographical distribution, or the natural arrangement and apportionment of the various forms of animals and plants in the different regions and localities of the earth. So when we say geo, it is relating to the earth or in ground surface. So why it is geographical distribution is important. So delimitation of the distribution areas of species has fundamental implications for the understanding of biodiversity and for decision making in conservation. Recently, the discoveries of these species in new location caused an increase in the known contribution areas, whereupon it was reclassified in lower risk category, in characterized acquired through the process of the natural selection. So ito yung kahalagan ng geographical distribution, no? So we can identify or locate the uh, increasing of the any animals and plants in specific regions or localities of on the earth. So, for example, so while potatoes are found in significant numbers along the west consists of South America and Central Asia. So, yun siya. Malulukit natin ang tawag dito, ang increasing of species of any various forms of animals and plants. So, next is, what is time variation? So, variation of something over time. So, time variation or pagkakaiba-iba ng oras. So, a time variation or time variance is the difference between the standard hours and actual hours assigned to a job. The concept is used in standard costing to identify inefficiencies in a production process. So, example is, halimbawa example, uh, meron kang tawag dito, yung scheduled time mo sa isang araw in your job or any studies, ganyan. So, naka-scheduled na yung oras mo sa isang araw na gagawin mo. So, ang time variation, halimbawa nito is magkakaroon ka ng delay or magkakaroon ng conflict on your schedule, yun nga, madidelay ka. So, it causes na mag-iiba yung set ng time mo on such day. Halimbawa, ito yung gagawin mo. So, because of dahil sa na-delay ka, so, may chance na hindi mo yun magagawa or mag-iiba na yung tawag dito, yung schedule time mo. So, they said that even a small delays can result in large changes of your time. So, next is, what is measurement? So, measurement, it is the measuring of the size, length, or amount of something as established by measuring. So, it is the comparison of an unknown quantity with a known quantity. So, measurement is fundamental to the sciences, to engineering, construction, and other technical fields, and to almost all everyday activities. So this is the example of geographical distribution. So malulukit natin yung, as I said kanina, malulukit natin yung specific increasing of plants and animals on such sa tawag dito sa in different localities. So the time variation and the measurement.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Christine Lois Fernandez, your reporter for today.
For today's discussion, we're going to discuss how temperature affects geographical distribution, time variation, and measurement. How does a temperature affect time? Let's look at how the temperature can affect solubility, for example. This topic is related to how the temperature affects time. Let's take this an example, ha? So, as we know, solubility tells the maximum amount of solute that can dissolve in a certain amount of solvent. We will look at how the temperature affects the solubility of solids dissolving in water. First, let's look at solubility of solid dissolving in water and know how does temperature affect it. Also, let's see in how the temperature affect time. So we have here some hot coffee and iced coffee. If we're going to put the same amount of sugar into the ice and hot coffee, we can see that more sugar or a lot of sugar dissolve in hot coffee. Kahit pa ilang spoon ng sugar ang ilagay mo dyan is madi-dissolve yan ni hot coffee. Or mas mabilis na di-dissolve ni hot coffee ang sugar. But if na look on cold iced coffee, less sugar dissolved. So, ibig sabihin, it lang yung sugar or amount ng sugar na dissolved ni iced coffee. We can stir it naman as much as we want, but we cannot get any more to dissolve. The sugar just gonna end up on the bottom of the glass lang, but not dissolved. So, more sugar dissolved in hot coffee and less dissolved in cold iced coffee. So, therefore, we can conclude or we can say that higher temperature, more solutes dissolved. This means as the temperature goes up, the solubility goes up too. So that is an example on how the temperature can affect time. I'm trying to say is kapag ang temperature nimo is init, mas dali matunaw ang isa ka bagay. If ang temperature ni pud nimo kay lamig is hindi basta-basta matunaw ang isa ka bagay. So maingon nato na ang time ug ang temperature is connected. It is because nakadepende sa temperature kung unsa kadali matunang isa ka bagay. Halimbawa sa example nato karon which is sugar. Next is how the temperature affect geographical distribution. Temperature affect all the species in the world. Every added degree of a temperature has its own consequence. So, what do you think is the effect of temperature in the distribution? Vegetation of large area of the earth changes, and it also affects the food of the animals. For example, the koala, for instance, its habitat is in eucalyptus forest, and its main food is the leaves of the trees. But if there are a lot of carbon dioxide in the forest, the temperature increases or the temperature will go higher, and if the temperature goes higher, it will create a lot of carbon dioxide that making the leaves toxic for koala. That's why we can say the temperature can affect the habitat of the animals in the certain area. Another example is ang polar bear. So, let's take polar bear as an example. Hindi siya mabuhi dito sa Pilipinas, mabuhi ra siya sa mga country na may ice or lamig. That is one of the example na makonsider na to ang temperature na or ang effects sa temperature sa geographical distribution sa animals.